Hey, it's Ed here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for AVAX and here on Binance chart. This is again the futures chart. I'm not going to be analyzing the structures behind it. It was very impulsive to the upside, but here on this chart again we can only analyze the structures from the highs of November 2021. Now, if we just zoom out, this looks very nice for a faraway structure coming down. You see that? It looks very, very decent. However, that is an issue for sure for AVAX. If this indeed is a faraway structure ending at the lows of December 2022, this means that this most likely is a start of something. I don't think this is a structure that is together, because again, if we are looking at arithmetic scale, we can see that this is just a massive structure going upwards. I don't really like the look of it, having it as a B wave. You can see it goes so well past the 1.618 that it just doesn't have too much sense for it. And in here, I would much rather have this as some kind of 5, where these are the 3s and 4s, and having that divergence forming up would fit pretty decently. But the only issue that I have with this count is this kind of structure that comes off the top. This comes off the top in 3. Now, I have not been able to figure out how this is or what this is part of. So I think I have to actually ignore this whole thing until, for the quite a long time, until this whole structure overall gets a form. To me, if I was to label this, I would label this in far waves. On arithmetic scale, it looks kind of decent. The extensions are still decent here. We are getting towards the 1-to-1 extension. At that point, again, it's not that impulsive. You could be saying that we have an ABC here instead. Oops, ABC. But again, this looks so much like a faraway structure. I don't know how we are going to be linking these up together. That's going to be an issue. However, depending on the higher time frame count, what you have, either that's ABC ending here or this faraway structure ending down here, we could be bullish short term. Of course, this is very much of a macro structure here as well, but again, it's somewhat of an interest for me. If we have this structure as an end of that ABC like we have on Bitcoin, there is a chance where this structure here is a 3-way structure finishing all together at these highs. We only made the 0.618 here on arithmetic scale and missed the 1-to-1 here on log scale as well, so it's not the best. However, this structure altogether looks very impulsive to the upside, right? So that is what I'm going to be basing my structures off of, and my counts off of. To me, it looks better as a start of something. And we've seen quite a few different altcoins having this similar structure where the lows are around the early January, and we had a pretty decent run up. And since then, we've been just consolidating in some kind of range here and waiting for something to happen basically. But let's get into that count here, lower time frame, which is something like this. This probably should be at least one degree higher. But yeah, this is the count here. Again, I do believe that this structure upwards is a start of something. We've had massive divergences forming here, having most likely some kind of 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into a third. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 here. It looks very decent as a 5-way structure. All the divergence are presents that we are expecting, and also we would be looking for the next structure afterwards to be in 3 waves. Okay, so 3 waves we did come down. However, we came up in 3. In my opinion, this looks decent as some kind of triangle. It's not the best. It would be a running triangle, since this would be A, B, C, D, E. B wave takes out the highs of A, origin of that A wave. That makes it the running triangle, but it's still decent. It's still decent. Where would we be expecting this whole thing to end though? To me, this is a 3 wave, this is a 3 wave, and we did get close to that 0.854, sorry. So you could be thinking that this could be a 5 wave coming down. At this point, I got a bit of an issue with it though. We came down very impulsively, however now we are in very sideways range. And as we have taken so much of time already here, to me this starts to make it not so probable. So how do we fix this? A WXY, that is the fix. Generally when we have a structure that takes way longer than expected in time, it is the structure in the middle connecting something here. And to me that looks very decent as a WXY overall. Again, where are we currently targeting is the 786 retracement and 854, around here. 1-to-1 is definitely also one of the targets, which would be again the 1-to-1 of this ABC or WXY. These are the macro targets around here. Again, liquidity wise, we are targeting this structure here, this low of $13.9. Locally, we could be looking for an upside to create a 3 wave here and then dump downwards. And that way we would have a pretty decent proportion structure here before we are actually looking for the B wave to end. Again, this is going to be taking some time for this to create itself. Could be end of May when this is happening, but I'm still expecting that to do so. Locally, again, this was the high of that B wave or X. I'm thinking that this structure here is finished, whatever it was. This could be a wave 4 and 5. We've seen that on other altcoins. We did take out the previous lows here. With this, grabbed the liquidity, went up, came back to test some areas of interest here on the lows, and then shot up again. So, in my opinion, we can be bullish here locally. Whether we are doing it from here, we could be looking for a structure like this. Overall, I'm thinking that this structure was an A, B, and then looking for C wave here. This would fit the WXY count. Some of the targets that we could be looking for locally would be around 18.1. That is already very close to the area of liquidity here. That I feel like, well, again, that is one of the targets for sure. But again, I feel like we might go a bit higher. This is actually a wrong color, sorry. And here we could be looking for a retracement. Let's see what kind of retracement we would be having to pair up. Would be wave 2 left. 38.2 is right where this liquidity lies. So again, this is definitely one of the main areas of interest. One thing could be that we are getting that 5 wave here. 1, 2. And now we'd be looking for 3rd wave already. 1.618 is already there. So it might be that we are actually looking for a bit higher though. So if this indeed turns into that bullish structure, we could be looking for something in here. That would be right around 2.236, which again means that if none of these extensions or none of these wave structures extend further than the expected values, this would be the main target, $18.9. 0.5 retracement is right there, and the 1.382. Let's see the volume here. Not too much volume anywhere, except of course this consolidation here. 1.618 here, $19 has some more volume, but generally it is very low volume. This whole drop was. Again, we have massive fair value gaps over here. I'm not sure if the price is going to get there or not. At that point again, we can be turning more bullish on this structure, and maybe this whole idea of the higher time frame may not be that valid anymore. But we need to be looking at the structures inside here before determining anything. This area here is definitely an area of interest for long opportunities. In my opinion, this looks kind of decent as a 1, 3 pullback, 3, and then potential 3 here, and then looking for 3, 4, 5 up in somewhere here. And there might be still an opportunity here. you could be going against this low here and see how that fares up. Again, I have to remind you that there is an upcoming weekend, so it might not be the perfect time for this structure to happen. It might be that just we do this the whole time, and we get through Monday all here with this very sideways structure, and then we could rise up on Monday. That is definitely a possibility. However, I do like the idea here, and I'm still going to probably go against this low, as I do like the idea that this is a start of something. I kind of like the idea that this is finished here as that B wave. If we go anywhere lower here, it is very, very, or I would be expecting this low to go to, or taken out as well. So this is my invalidation for the idea. If we get any lower here, there's an opportunity there. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Not much else I want to be saying here. Opportunities for longs, opportunities for shorts, opportunities for long, and then we can talk about this again. We'll see how this turns out, but you'll be sure to hear about these trades on the Discord and the signals that we're providing. But that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one. Bye bye.